Let's play.
I'll bring us on. I'll bring us on Facebook, and then I'll tell you how many. I'll give you how many suggestions we have.
All right.
And then you just pick a number, and then the thrill of watching me count starts.
I'm gonna do a random number generator, so I don't have to actually do it myself.
Great. Do you know Jonathan Nguyen? He's in London.
I totally do. Yeah, he's taking one of my classes, and I love him.
He's lovely. He put together, and I'm going to release it soon. He put together a compilation of just me counting of all the suggestions, and so I'm going to put those out because it made me laugh so much.
I'm excited to see that.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious. He's great. I think he's so wonderfully talented too, and just such a nice dude.
Yeah, I was just talking with him, saying how awesome he is, and yeah.
Okay, pick a number 1 to 93.
1 to 93. All right, my random number generator.
I mean, Lauren, it's almost we're almost triple digits with the suggestion. I think you have the most suggestions given of anyone. 93.
Crazy. That's really crazy. Should I wait to make it an even 100 then?
No. Yes. Let's wait.
Let's wait. Let's just hold it. Let's hold it out until somebody.
7 more suggestions.
7 more. Lucky number 7. Or it's a bad number. That's funny, actually. So the number that came up is 77. So speaking of 7.
Good. All right, let's do it. 77. Here we go. Oh boy. 7. I'm gonna see. Let's see if is it on. All right. So yeah. Okay. Good. I can count backwards then. 77. Here we go. 93, 2, 1, 97. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 87, 98, 77. So this comes from J Graigory, and the suggestion is you holding ? You holding ? Thanks, Jay.
Thank you, Jay. Oh, no. Don't look at me like that.
Well, how am I looking? It's my face. I got a face that gives off different vibes.
Your vibe is a little suspicious, unsure.
Yep.
A little bit of a rat.
Yep. Nailed it. That's my face.
I don't mean for that to be your face. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for that to be your face.
I didn't mean for it to be my face either. I kind of had no choice.
Yeah, right.
Just waiting for the bus.
Just waiting.
Just sitting here waiting for the bus to come by.
Nobody says that. Nobody says that they're waiting for the bus.
We're at a bus stop.
Right. It's cold. Yeah. People say things like that. People say it's cold because it's cold.
Very cold. Winter's coming. I mean, it's cliche, but it's true. Winter's coming. It's the coldest day of the year today.
Yeah. Did you know the year I was born, the coldest day of the year was on my birthday?
Wow.
You didn't know that? I never told you that.
No. I mean, wow. Yeah. Wow. And in October, the year you were born, it was the coldest?
It was in January.
You were born January, right.
Yeah. Because you would think October should be the coldest.
Yeah. I feel like I got to share something with you now.
All right.
Oh, I looked up the year I was born.
Mhm.
Um, Harry neutron was a word or phrase added to the Webster Dictionary.
That's a it's a unique piece of information.
Yeah, I saw it on social media. You could look up the year you're born and then what phrases were put into the dictionary that year, and that's the one that stuck out to me. I'm sure there were other ones, but
In
that's the one I
October,
remember. Yeah.
in October or not October?
Well, are you asking when my birthday is?
I don't remember when your birthday is.
March.
Right. Right.
Beware the Ides of March.
I should have remembered that. Your face is a little different now.
Yeah, it's strange. I keep thinking like, oh, I feel happy, but I know my face doesn't project happiness.
I'm really sorry.
Thank you.
Mm.
I'm sorry too. Just come back home.
No, I'm not ready to go back home.
That's your home.
It's your home now, a separate home.
I want it to be our home.
You look different.
I guess I'm scared of losing you. Maybe that's the look, is I'm scared. I'm scared of losing you.
I only know how to play games with you.
Huh.
It
Wow.
took me a long time. It really took me some time.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't want to do code names anymore or bird calls, secret meanings behind the words. And I'm really lost right now.
Do you just want time? That's not a code. That's not do you want time apart?
That's why I'm here. Why I'm waiting.
I feel like I'm very torn right now. I feel like I want to say I'll wait with you, but I also want to respect your decision for time apart.
I want you to have that feeling. Maybe that's the game. Maybe that's the bad part. I like that you still want to be here and respect my decision. And I know I don't really want you to go.
Maybe we could just sit here and not do anything. Just be open and be ourselves.
I just had a really silly thought.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Waiting for Godot. We're just sitting here waiting, but we're waiting for ourselves instead of for Godot.
Do you think we'll ever show up like our true selves?
I don't know. Do you?
The hopeful part of me wants to say, yeah. There's a part of me that says, if we've just based our relationship on those games, it's not much of a foundation. But I hold out hope. Oh, you're touching your hair. You're scared.
You like the games?
I think I find comfort in the games. I don't like them, but I'm used to them.
Me too. And you played along with the games, and I thought that was just how you cared.
It's one way. I'm probably too scared to be me. So I hide behind the games and the codes and the situations, and I'm afraid that if you know me, you wouldn't love me. And it's the games that's holding us together. That's what I'm afraid of.
The last game was to see if you would follow me to the bus stop.
I'm not gonna. This isn't a game. What I'm gonna say now is not a game. I I want you to come home, but I want you to make the decision for yourself, not for any other reason. But if you want to come home, then that means we can start again.
I can't see you very well now. I want to start again.
Yeah, I want to start again. Come on. Yeah. Scene. Lauren, you're the best.
Jay.
It's so good.
Go through it.
Oh, well, you've always been a player and someone that has really good, like, not just physicality, but also like emotional intensity. And in your character work, it comes through. Has that always been kind of natural for you?
Uh, Maybe. I think so. I've just always really liked acting and playing around as characters and things, and I've done a lot of physical things in my life. Um, I think so. As a person, I tend to have a kind of stoic approach to things, and
Yeah.
sometimes acting, it's nice to explore and the emotions and to see what happens.
Because what's what's also funny is like you could be very silly and goofy. And, and I think people watching this might not understand. Like you have that ability to get real goofball silly, which is so fun to see too.
I think I'm more often kind of a weirdo. I'm surprised at how grounded this was. I like to go into some pretty fantastical, weird places.
But it just kind of led there, you know?
Yes. I really enjoyed the discovery of why we were doing what we were doing. Yeah.
It's so funny because I'm crying and I'll look like people might ask about it and it's like, no, I'm still having fun. I'm
Yeah.
still having fun. It's very emotional. It's very much like, okay, but it's still such a fun environment to be in.
Yeah. It's such a nice, unique moment in space that we'll never have again. But I loved sharing that with you. Thank you.
Yeah, me too. And I know you, therefore, like, and we've known each other for a while, and so the trust there is not that you don't have trust with other people, but it's just different, when you have a history and you're like, oh, this is somebody I can step out with. I know that we both know we're skilled enough to be able to handle any situation. And sometimes you make these moves and you're like, oop, they've right turned this thing. But with this, it was like, oh no, you knew exactly where we were going. Like we both went there, which is really comforting. It's really cool.
So nice. I loved the moment too when you just kind of turned in on it. It was just like, it felt so good.
Right?
Right.
Well, I mean, it's just such a, like, even without even being virtual, I think this was a great example of you could still have that intensity, that connection. You can still very easily connect with someone, even though you're trying to do it or not trying to, even though you're doing it in this online space.
Yeah, I found that a lot actually. I've really enjoyed Zoomprov as a whole.
Yeah.
I miss the stage. I miss the stage a lot.
Yeah.
This has been such an exciting medium to me to explore and to connect. Yeah.
I mean, right? You're in one way I feel it's freeing because nobody's occupied the space. So you don't have to like do what other people say or like here's the way to do it. You're discovering it on your own.
Absolutely. Yes. And I guess another funny thing with this scene is I usually like discovering the space and really being in it and living in it. And we were pretty like solid grounded where we were. It's really interesting.
But it was so great of like, well, we were at a bus stop, so I could picture it completely.
Yes.
And even the smallest, to me, the smallest movements were just so magnified. That was the cool part.
Yes, I love that you picked up that I grabbed my hair. I love that so much. You're so lasered in, and that's my favorite scene partners are people who laser in and focus. I cannot tell you how much I appreciated that. It was so joyful.
Oh, well, you did it, and it's like it in that moment. It means it's such a bigger meaning, and it's got to be. Somebody asked me the other day about getting out of your head, and it's like, well, all I know is you focus on your partner, and that'll help you get out of your head. But like all those little gestures can be interpreted as meaning so much more, and adding such a, like that whole thing was like, oh, we had such a clear backstory and history that of course you would notice all that, and everything would take on a different meaning right there.
Yes. Even from the beginning, I love that we were going into the subtext with the meaning.
Yeah.
Every little movement was very intentional and purposeful, informing like the weather and our feelings. And I can go really deep. I get really nerdy, but thinking about how the weather and the bus stop related to our relationship, and the bus going.
100%. I don't think me too. I'm like like I was taught early, play paranoid. Everything's a bigger deal. This and it's up to us to discover that as it's unfolding. It's like, this means something because of this. Now we've got this, and we put it out. Like that's what's writing the scene as we go.
Yes, exactly. And whatever just happened means something.
Yeah. Yeah.
It all comes from that. Just like working backwards from your own meanings.
Yes. How did you get started in improv? What made you like take a class or do a show?
Sorry, Hannah, it's actually really hot here. It's not cold at all.
No, I was like, I'm going to keep mine until you. Okay, thank you.
And I get all that excited energy. It's fucking extra hot. It's sweaty. In the good old LBC, Long Beach, where I got my start, I went to a coffee shop. I used to do acting and things growing up, familiar with improv, but not familiar. It wasn't something I thought you could just do.
Yeah.
It's just how people did it, or it was like an acting exercise. But I went to a coffee shop, and there was a little improv show, a short form show, really well conducted. And I was like, oh my God, they're about to start an improv show. This is great. I want to sit and watch this. So excited. And then they're going and doing their things. I'm like, this is so fun. I could do this. I want to do this. I could be up there. And then they announced that they had classes afterwards. You could take classes. So it was immediate. I signed up and got books, found podcasts, went online, like was headstrong, and haven't stopped like 24/7 since then.
Well, and you're also really good and well-respected teacher too. Like not only like just performing wise, but like you're able to, and that's a hard gig, is to be able to like bring a group of people together and take them through an experience.
I think it takes a certain desire to do that, for sure. And I love that. I find most things I do in my life, I end up becoming a teacher or coach. What I do, I love it. And how I think about things, and I want to share that and help people along. It's it feels really good. I always think about like, what should you do with your life? And like, people have that, right? Like, what's my calling? What am I always drawn to find some consistency? A bit of a free spirit. And it always comes back to teaching or coaching. Like I've been a facilitator, personal trainer, all that, and all the things I like to do always involve me interacting and helping uplift somebody or help them recognize something, usually in a very playful manner.
Well, and that's also to me what makes you a fan, like just an amazing improviser, is that mentality of helping, lifting people up, supporting them. And that doesn't mean like at the expense of you, but it means like joining in with them. I think it's such an underappreciated skill for improvisers, is looking to help them in the scene. And it just shows in when you play. And not only when you play, it shows in the people who want to play with you too. That's a huge part of this.
Yeah, honestly, that mutual support, it's one of my favorite things is to play with people who don't have a lot of improv experience, or we're still learning through some challenges, because I'm always like, okay, we're gonna have a really good scene.
Yes.
Like, we're gonna have a really good scene together, and this is like gonna be amazing. And like, it's really fun to play with and see what's gonna happen. And then I legit get to surprise myself a whole bunch, which that's the fun part.
Well, and that's that attitude of like, I think when you're young and you're starting off, you're so afraid that the scene's going to fail. And I think the more time and the more experience you get, at a certain point, you're just like, oh no, this is going to be fun. We're going to have a great scene. Like there's no question about it. And for some people, it takes 2 scenes to do that, to get to that point. Some people, it's 100 scenes. But at some point, you do this enough and you surround yourself with those great people who are positive and lift you up and go, let's go have fun. Eventually, I think a lot of people break through and go, oh, right, it's going to be good.
Yes. And it's nice when people are able to come up with that kind of attitude too, because even as they become more skilled, they're a lot of fun to play with.
Yes.
But that said, I love playing with people who are confident or skilled. And then, like you're just saying, you can catch the details. So that's my favorite thing, is people like noticing little details. My personal favorite thing,
Yeah.
and really playing with it and discovering where it goes. People are really willing to go for that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, and that goes to a question too of like, I think that can be taught. I think it's instinctual for a lot of people, but I also think, people can learn to do that. It's just, are they in the right situation to be able to be open to learning? And are they with somebody that can help them understand that?
Exactly. I absolutely think people can be taught.
Yeah.
I think people don't go into improv thinking I don't want to be good at these certain things, or I want
Right?
Yeah. We get in our own ways. I've certainly gotten in my own way. It's just finding the right environment or person or teacher. And that's where that, if they get 2 scenes or 100 scenes with that positive mindset or someone helping them along, just leads them into that, I think, a little bit easier.
It's funny. It is that situation. I mean, you're right on of like, sometimes you're just not, the style isn't fitting for you. And so can you find those people or that group or that situation that helps enhance whatever your style is to bring out the best in you?
Yeah, that whole finding your own voice.
Yeah.
Whatever. Even though I have to say, there are some things I like to do all kinds of improv. I'm really not against it. I have favorites, but I'm like, I want to like dive in and feel comfortable, have fun, and play in all kinds. And sometimes it is a matter of like, this didn't make sense to me with this group or this person, but now over here, I feel comfortable exploring this. That feels so good for. You just have to be willing to keep trying.
Yeah, and at different times too, right? It's like I might not be ready for that lesson when I'm a performer with this much experience, but then maybe somebody says it and it's the same message, but it clicks to me at that point.
Right. Exactly. History repeats itself anyway.
If people want to follow you online or reach out to you for like, coaching or see shows you're doing or anything like that, what's the best way they can do it?
Like a week ago, I finally made an improv page. I've been teaching classes mostly focused on theatrical narrative stuff, like using your stage and space and these, like noticing the details and having confidence in yourself, really listening to your partners. So that's Lauren Baumbauer Improv. Yes. And I'll have classes and things up there, and people can sign up to get emails or more information about that. Improv theater, I play with a lot, and we have some scary story shows coming up.
Oh, cool.
Started playing with Synergy Theater. We're gonna do an Edgar Allan Poe show. We're doing a cool high school show. That's fun. And then I have a fun character game-based group. We met virtually because we all took Will Hines classes together.
Oh, yes.
And we made our own little group. So we have a showcase we like to do like once a month, and we invite teams internationally to play. Hopefully fundraising money for some people too.
Cool.
What's
that group?
We're just called Friday because we start off with the Friday class.
Perfect.
They're amazing. Oh, and Global Improv Project. I've recently been able to join with that. Smells Like Ghosts. I think this is the name of our group.
Oh, yeah. That's through Queen City Comedy, right?
Yes.
I love it.
Daa'iyah yesterday.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Daa'iyah is like, again, one of those people that you watch and you go, they've got it. They know what they're doing. They make consistent moves all the time. I just am a big fan of hers.
Yeah, she is super sharp.
Yeah.
I love her. Yeah.
Well, you are so fun to play. You're one of my favorite people to play with. You are so great and fun and willing to support and go with whatever's happening. So whether it's in person or another virtual one, I can't wait to play again, my friend. Thank you.
Seriously, same. I've always really admired you, even early when I first met you, because David Escobedo set up this whole thing with a group to have you coach us, and then we're all talking, and just the information you're willing to hang out and give afterwards, talk around. I thought that was really nice of you. You're incredibly giving from the get-go.
Oh, Lauren, thank you, and you too, and David as well. I mean, he's part of this group. This connector is what he is. So he's one of my favorites.
I agree.
Lauren, you're the best. I'll talk to you soon.
Hi, Jay.
Okay, that's my heart. That's my heart.